What's up? Start. Okay. This is NinjaView. Number
New York.
1 in New York.
We are at the Lucille Lortel Theater, and I'm Miranda, Lennox. This is Amanda Plummer and Jason Webley. And I think I'll go ahead and start my first question.
Go for it.
All right.
I'm not gonna look.
I am a ballet dancer, and I've noticed... Ballet?
Oh, that's so similar. Ballet and belly.
It is. I've noticed that your music is very danceable and choreographable, apparently because the songs are mostly in 3/4 and 6/8. And I was wondering if that's a conscious decision on your part, or if that's just how it comes naturally to you to write.
You know, I usually don't know what time signatures my songs are in until after I write them, because they come into my head as tunes and kind of ideas. And then I sit down and I go, oh, this is one of those songs that's in 6/8. It sounds just like ampersand. Damn it, I shouldn't write this song and leave it honest. But the answer is no. I don't ever sit down and plan for a song to sound a certain way. Almost never. I can think of one situation in which I've done that, and that was the song "Sing" on Yes Virginia, where I was like, I want to write an empathetic song that the audience can sing along with. Damn it, and I'm gonna do that. Can you go downstairs and ask them to just turn it down for the next 5 minutes? Sweet.
Do you have a favorite time signature?
No.
No.
I mean, most everything I write is very straight. It's usually in 4s, or some variation of 4s.
That makes sense.
Like 8s and 12s and 16s.
Yeah, or a waltz that's in 4, like da 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 da.
Problems with winter and autumn.
Yeah. So 3s and 4s.
Okay.
Songs kind of, you know what I find is that songs come as they come, and I usually start writing songs based on a lyric. And the lyric usually has its own internal kind of rhythm. Like, Coin Operated Boy came as da da na 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 na, which had to be in that time signature because that's how it sounded. And then that line and melody just dictates what the song's like.
Yeah, I mean, I work the same. I don't think about the time signature until the song kind of exists.
Right.
You know, that said, there's interesting things about time signatures. Like, I had a composition teacher who said something like, most things are either odd or even meters. So if it's an even meter, it's kind of straight. It's the rhythm of walking. But any odd meter, like 3 or 5 or 7, it has this kind of ethereal, kind of floating feeling to it. And unless it gets subdivided like da 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 da, so it's actually in 2s.
Are there like dance songs, like pop dance songs that are in 3/4, or are they all in 4/4?
The majority they're all in 4 these days.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of like a disco dance song, like a hit the club floor or something that's in 3/4, and I guess it doesn't really exist. It's good for waltzing. That's kind of it.
All right. Would you like the next question?
I should just mention to Jason that we should write that song.
We're gonna write a disco waltz.
Yeah.
Sweet. All right. What did your parents want you to be when you were a child? Where did they stand on the issue of becoming a performing artist? This is for both of you.
I think when I was a child, my parents wanted me to be a child, stay a child. They never forced anything on me, luckily. Like, they were pretty good about letting me find my way.
I was really lucky like that. My parents have been just really supportive of whatever I wanted to do and didn't ever really try to, my dad kind of wanted me to wrestle, and so I tried that out for a year.
But not professionally. He didn't want you to wear those masks.
Not professionally, but like in middle school, like I could tell that he wanted me to try it out because that was kind of his thing, and that was my concession, was to try it for a while. And
you wrestled?
For a little bit, yeah.
Did you win?
Well, a couple times. I was okay at it.
There was a turning point in my life when I was a street performer in my early 20s, and I had been doing it for long enough and was like really happy doing it, but I could tell my parents were getting worried. And there was, like, I specifically remember a dinner where they were like, so, like, you've been street performing for quite a while, and we're worried that, like, you won't have a job ever, and what's up with that?
I mean,
and that I laid their fears and was like, no, it's fine. And I'll start a rock band and get famous, and everything will be good.
they've always worried more about like my happiness and things like that than like what weird things I do. Every once in a while, my mom will be like, "Why do you have to write such depressing music?" But you know, like
my mom does that too.
But mostly, you know, they're very supportive and very proud, and they come to all my shows. Except, I mean, not all the ones in Seattle.
My mother has never called me up upon having listened to like an album, because of course they get all my records and projects. She called me up when she got the Evelyn record to tell me how much she liked it and how happy she was that I had finally grown up because I was putting out a record with no swear words.
This is Amanda Palmer's mature project.
I've finally grown up, and I have done a concept album about conjoined twin sisters who grew up on a chicken farm. Matured.
Around the same time, you also introduced a swear word into your name.
Yeah, exactly. I think that has upset my mother slightly, but nothing she can do about it. Sorry, Mom. Love you.
Alright. I'm going to skip something and go on to... Jason used to die symbolically every year at Halloween, correct? And you have been photographing yourself dead since you were 18.
It's true, actually.
So, what are your thoughts on death, the two of you, and how does that play out in your friendship and art?
Huge fan. Love it. I've always loved it since ever.
Two out of two people experiment with death from this small pool you just died. That's 100%.
I thought you were going to say 2 out of 2 people die.
Oh yeah, like die.
Those odds are correct.
Like, from this sample group, you know, like seems most people do this.
You know, as an artist, especially when you're younger, like especially as a teenager, death is like this like wonderful tackleable topic because it's important and it's serious. And like if you write songs about or make pictures of or otherwise like dabble in death, you are kind of like demanding to be taken seriously or to take something seriously because no one can fuck with death. You know, it's not like if you choose to write songs about politics or something else. A lot of people can argue with politics. If you're just like, death, no one's going to be like, well, but on the other hand, like, you know, it's just not like that. So I think death is very alluring to many artists, for that reason.
It's the counterpoint against which we live our lives. It's this constant sort of, I mean, like, yeah, the fact that at some point we are going to return to non-existence is, it's the major cycle, it's the major story of this life. You know, it's, all stories kind of come back to this cycle of we are born, we do shit, we die. Like, in that it's played out on many levels. Civilizations do it, our pets do it, our parents do it, our gods do it usually, and so it's, you know, I think it's very appealing. It was very appealing to me to kind of somehow make that cycle very concretely something that I was speaking to in my work in a way that I didn't think other people were. That's where that came from. It also came very organically. I didn't exactly plan it out.
Jason loves to die. Yeah, it's great.
I had to give it up. I was doing it too much.
Yeah, he was an addict. I've also given up photographing myself dead. Although near Neil's house there was a giant, a week or change ago, there was this giant, awful, like sports bar kind of thing, Masonic Hall sports bar, and they had a bin, a big, like, fancy bin, 7 feet long and 4 feet wide, out in front of the bar, and this is in the middle of nowhere, it's in the country, filled up this high with like Bush and Bush Light and Bud Light cans, and I was just salivating to take a picture of myself dead in it, and I was a big person, and it was just like, no, I don't want to be.
She is growing up.
I am growing up. I didn't want. I wanted Neil to be a good neighbor to the bar, and for them not to hate him and me.
Do your mom proud.
My yes or no question, did Amanda ever get you into yoga?
Yes or no? Both. I went to yoga with her.
Once.
And
That's kind of a...
was that the only yes or no question?
That was the only yes or no question.
The answer is yes. Whether it succeeded, that remains to be seen. Thanks. That was awesome.
Bye.
Bye.